over 1 lakh young Indian students living in the United States are facing major crisis. They might be forced to leave the only home that they have ever known. These are the children of H-1B visa holders who moved to the US with their parents when they were young and now they are turning 21. As soon as they hit this age, they age out of their dependent H-4 visa status, meaning that they are no longer legally allowed to stay in the country under their parents' visa. Now, this problem affects over 1,34,000 Indian children currently in the US, as per data from March 2023. With long delays in green card processing, some lasting decades, many of these young adults have no legal way to remain in the US permanently. In the past year, the US allowed children of H-1B visa holders a 2-year grace period after aging out, giving them some time to switch to a new visa or find another legal way to stay. However, recent immigration rule changes and ongoing court cases have made things uncertain. Many of these young Indians are now worried that they will have no option left. If they don't find a legal way to stay, they will be forced to self-deport to India, a country that they may have little or even no connection with. Others may try to stay in the US as undocumented immigrants, which means no legal jobs or any benefits. Some may spend huge amounts of money on new visas like student visas, which are quite expensive and comes with strict rules. Another problem is the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrival program, which was supposed to help children who came to the US at a very young age by giving them work permits and temporary protection from deportation. However, in 2023, a Texas court stopped new DACA applicants from applying. This means that young Indians who are turning 21 cannot apply for work permit or legal protection under DACA anymore. Their future are even more uncertain, specifically since many of their parents are stuck in a 12 to 100 years long green card backlog. One of the few options left for these Indian students is switching to an F1 student visa. However, this comes with major financial problem. They will no longer be eligible for in-state tuition, which is much cheaper than the international fee. They will also lose access to federal financial aid or scholarships, making education much more expensive than before. Now, F1 students can only work on campuses for a few hours, which makes it very hard to support themselves. In fact, a 20-year-old nursing student in California whose visa expires in August shared, "I have lived in the US since I was 6. My entire life is here, but now I might have to leave. If I stay, I will have to pay tuition fee, which is very high, and I won't get any financial aid." She also explained that my tuition will go from $10,000 per year to $45,000 per year because I don't qualify for in-state fee. I can't even work off campus to support myself. It feels like I am being punished for something that isn't my fault. Some of these young Indians are thinking about moving to Canada also, or maybe UK, where immigration policies are seen as more welcoming. Countries like Canada offer easier student visa process, more job opportunity after graduation, and shorter wait time for permanent residency. In fact, a student who just turned 21 in April said that if I stay in the US, I don't know what my future holds. My parents will retire and move back to India, but I don't feel like I belong there either. Canada seems like a better option. One of the biggest problems Indian immigrants face is the huge backlog in the US green card system. There are more than 1.1 million Indians that are waiting for employment-based green cards. And because of per country limit, many of them had to wait over 23 years, sometimes even a lifetime, before getting permanent residency. A Texas-based student turning 21 in October has also explained that our family's green card waiting time is 23 years. What am I supposed to do after I turn 21? Earlier, we had a 2-year extension, but now everything is uncertain. To make things even worse, the new US government has banned birthright citizenship, which means that students born in the US to non-citizens' parents won't automatically become the US citizens. This makes the situation even more difficult for future generations. Many young Indians and their entire families are pushing for legal reforms that would allow them to stay in the US after turning 21 without expensive visa changes, be eligible for work permits, and speed up the green card process for families stuck in the backlog. There have been proposals in Congress too to provide relief for these students, but no law has been passed yet. For now, over 1 lakh young Indians in the US are at risk of losing their legal status. With unclear immigration policy, many don't even know whether they will be able to stay, study, or work in the country that they grew up in. The coming months will be very important in determining whether these students will be given a fair chance or if they will be forced to leave behind their dreams and lives in America.